Today I'm here to take a look at some of the various Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DVDs that have been released in the UK, from the original cartoon series through the 4Kids series, Nickelodeon and the movies. Now for the original series there have been a few random DVD releases of a few episodes here and there, but for the complete first and second series, and the most kind of comprehensive set we've got is this one, where it has all of season 1 and 2, as well as 4 episodes from season 10, just randomly thrown in there. Now this is as far as we've got in the UK with the original series. We haven't had series 3, 4, whatever released, which is strange considering how popular the Turtles are. But it's nice to have a set of season 1 and 2, and personally season 1 for me is by far the best. I think kind of went downhill every year after that. Here's a 3-disc set. So if you're going to get any of the original series on DVD in the UK, your best bet is to get this one. It goes pretty cheap too. The other releases that are just sort of random episodes here and there are a bit pointless. And moving on from that one, we've got the 4Kids series. Now this was back in the days when cartoon series in the UK would get really pathetic DVD releases of 3 or 4 episodes on a DVD, and each DVD would come out every kind of 3 months. So to get a complete season, let alone a whole series of a show, would just take forever. You know, kids would get bored of it, adult collectors wouldn't bother because it was such a waste of money, not to mention space on your DVD shelf, because it ended up taking up so much space with all the DVD releases just to get one season. So you'd end up giving up on the UK releases and buying the American box sets. We got 6 releases of this 4Kids series from 2003, as you can see here. And these 6 DVD releases make up just the first season. Just 6 DVDs for one season. So you can imagine how expensive that got, and all the space it took up on your shelf. It's a shame we never got season 2 onwards. Season 2 especially is my favourite. You can see that. 6 DVDs. All of that just for one season, all that space. And they did this with loads of cartoons back in the noughties in the UK. They're kind of up the game now, and we're getting proper box sets of cartoons that don't take up so much space. Now the only other 4Kids thing we got on DVD in the UK was the Turtles Forever movie, which was uncut. Now in America, initially at least, they got a cut version for some weird reason. No idea why. I don't know if they got an uncut version eventually, but for a while the UK version was the only complete version of that movie you could get. Now the movie's got some problems, you know. The turtles in it are the original turtles are kind of parodies of the original turtles rather than decent representations of them. They're kind of goofy, a bit too goofy, doofuses really. And the animation style is more in line with the Back to the Sewers season of the 4Kids show rather than the original few seasons, which had far superior animation. I hated that sort of simplified, kiddified animation they had at the end. But other than those few minor gripes, and not having the original voice actors of the old show, it is still a really fun movie to see the old and the new at the time joining forces. And it was just a nice finale to the 4Kids series. Now, with the popularity of Turtles now, thanks to the Nickelodeon show and the Bay movies, you'd think they'd start releasing more of the original and the 4Kids series on DVD in the UK, but they don't seem to have any real plans to do that. And then moving on to the Nickelodeon DVDs, they've finally got their act together and we're getting proper box set releases. They still release them individually. All the discs in here have been released individually if you want to, but it's far cheaper and obviously takes up less space to just have the patience to wait for them to get to the end of the series, and then they'll release them in a box set like this. You get all 4 together for the same price of just buying just one of these when they initially came out. So you've gone from having all of that to get one series to that. So far they've released season 1 and 2. Season 3 is coming out very shortly, and I'm sure they'll release season 4 and onwards, as long as the show continues basically till it gets cancelled. Now on to the movies. The movies are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle DVDs that have had the most variety of releases. So I won't go through all of them, but they're pretty easy to get hold of in the UK. I think this was the first DVD release of the original movie back in sort of 2003, 2004 time, to tie in with the popularity of the 4Kids show. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Now all 3 movies have been released in a box set together. Then here you can see 2 and 3 just in a set together without the first movie. I think they're releasing them again now to tie in with the release of the new Bay movie. So they're not difficult to get hold of. Personally, I wish they'd used the cover with the turtles coming out of the sewer manhole rather than... Then you've got the TMNT movie, which as far as I'm aware has only had 1 release, and that's the original one. It's kind of a forgotten movie now, which is understandable because it was pretty forgettable, to be honest. It didn't really do anything all that amazing. It didn't introduce any new characters from the comics or the cartoon series. It just made up some silly new villain. And it just seemed like a forgettable epic, like an elongated filler episode, really. And I didn't like the animation style either, but TMNT fans seem to be quite, Turtles fans in general seem to be quite keen on it. But I think in general it is a sort of forgotten Turtles movie. Now, I didn't bother getting the last Bay film because I really didn't like it, but the new one looks good fun, so hopefully I'll enjoy that and end up getting that to add to my collection. Hopefully you've enjoyed this look at the rather meagre releases of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the UK. Hopefully we'll finally get 4Kids show at some point, because it'd be nice to get a more complete collection. And I do enjoy having the UK releases, even though it'd be easy enough to get the American ones imported. Though saying that, the 4Kids series is really rare and expensive to get hold of. Season 2 I'd like the most. That was probably my favourite season of that show. So if I can just get a UK release of that, I'd be happy. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.